What is up, good people? You're watching Brodsy Entertainment. I am joined with a very special guest, some new kids on the block, Fan Spicy Ambassador, Megan P. Official. How's it going, girl?
All good, all good. Thanks for having me.
No worries, no worries, no worries. As I said to you as well, this is just like a chill vibe chat. We're just going to give the fans a little chance to introduce yourself to them, and it's going to be a chill vibe chat. So I'll just start with you. Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, obviously, you've just told them all. I'm on Fan Spicy. I'm 30. I live in South Wales. I'm in like the adult industry.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm just like a social media influencer.
Okay. We're going to jump into that a little bit. So, what made you get into the adult world then? The adult world, what made you start doing spicy content, as they say nowadays?
Well, when I was like 25, well, so about 5 years ago, I was just skint one day and I thought, well, what can I do? And
Hmm.
God gave me a vagina.
Okay. He also gave you a very beautiful face and some
Yeah,
great assets.
but also yeah, and big boobs, so it helps. So yeah, I thought, what can I do? And to be honest with you, I seen in the lockdown as well, like loads of girls were doing really well on it. And I just thought, go for it. I'm really thick skinned, so I didn't care what people thought of me. The only thing I was worried about was obviously I had kids, but it just turns out everything went okay. And yeah, here I am.
Okay. And obviously that's obviously I want to try and go to that decision point where you say, okay, I'm going to do X-rated content. I'm going to sort of roll the dice on this. I've got kids, but fudge it, and I'm broke. No one's
Yeah.
paying my bills. What am I going to do? What was that thought process? What were you wrestling with most when you thought about? Because it must have been a humming and ahhing stage with that.
Well, when I first went on there, I didn't really go in straight away. I think it took me about a good few months, but then obviously the money started getting better the more I did. Like the more explicit content that I was doing, the more money I was earning. And then people started requesting like boy girl content and stuff. So yeah, the money was good, so I just did it. And the thing is, obviously back then my life was so different. I was in not a very good relationship. I had 3 kids at this point. um I was basically a single mum, and I just didn't want to. I wanted my kids to have better, and I couldn't work a 9 to 5 job. It was hard getting childcare for the 3 children. One of my children is disabled. So yeah, I just thought, I'm just going to work from home and just do it. And if you get to like, you hit a brick wall, so that's when I started going in more.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people have so much judgment for girls. I did look a little podcast yesterday, and I was talking to someone, and I was like doing my best to defend you girls, obviously, like and just try and explain that there's more to it, and it does take a lot for you girls to give up, like the most intimate part of yourself, and put yourself out there. And the sad part is, some girls do it, and they don't necessarily. It doesn't necessarily happen for them straight away, and then they sort of give up and quit, and it's like they're in a bad situation, but then like now they're in even worse situation because they've tried it and they're sort of like humming and ahhing. They weren't really willing to sort of jump right in, and then like it doesn't necessarily work for them. But so I'm glad to have you on. That's like the success case sort of thing, because it shows the other girls, And I would say, as beautiful you are, but I would say, like, you seem like the average type of girl, like a very chilled sort of girl, and for some reason, average, like just sort of like a cool vibey girls, they tend to do a lot better on these sort of platforms rather than the traditional sort of like looking Barbie sort of skin, sort of anyone, the typical perception of pretty sort of thing that people have in their head.
Well, I always think that everyone's got a type, and when guys subscribe, they go for a type. Most people do go for a type, whether that's big boobs, big bum, small bum, curvy girls, bigger girls, smaller girls. So I kind of done well with more or less my boobs, my bum, and because I sold myself really well with my mouth. Um, but yeah, I think like, when, as you were saying in the beginning, obviously people do hate on girls for doing OnlyFans and stuff. But luckily enough for me, I just have thick skin and I don't give a shit. I do think it's becoming more normalized now, though.
Hmm.
Like, it is. It's everywhere.
Yeah,
Loads of people are doing it.
yeah.
Back when I started, obviously there was of Pornhub and stuff like that. That was normal. But when OnlyFans started, there was hardly anyone that I knew doing it.
Hmm.
Now, millions.
Yeah.
Like. every U-turn, I do OnlyFans, I do Fan Spicy, I do, all different things.
Yeah.
It's just so oversaturated now. But this is why I went into Fan Spicy, because it's new
Okay.
and it's being promoted and it's
Okay.
more supportive and stuff for the girls. So
Okay, let's talk about this new sensational platform that that I'm hearing a lot about it. A lot. Obviously, I have a lot of girls that do sort of spicy content online, and I've heard about this new sensation, Fan Spicy. So for a lot for the guys out there that don't know what it is and may be curious if to sort of choose between the traditional one and maybe this one, what would you tell them about Fan Spicy?
I think Fan Spicy is a lot more discreet, and if they don't use a lot of social media such as Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, they can directly go on. Well, most people do obviously use social media, but men can directly go on to Fan Spicy, and the list of girls will be on there already. Whereas the traditional one, you have to physically click on a link to get onto the particular girls one, so you can kind of choose.
Hmm.
I think it makes it unique because it's like a family on there as well. So all the girls do work together and they all collaborate together as well. So we do meetups and stuff. So that's really good.
Hmm.
And yeah, I just think it's a lot more discreet.
Hmm.
It is a good site. It's doing
Hmm.
well. It's
And
doing
what's
really
the
well.
what's the sign up process like? So, say like for instance, if some guy sees you and he wanted to sort of come and check you out, sort of how what would be the process of doing that sort of
Well, to be honest with you, the other good thing is they can chat to you before even subscribing.
Wow, that's interesting.
So there's so if they've made an account, so I think it's just basically signing up, just putting your name, whatever, or a different name, whatever they want to use. They don't have to use their own name, which 9 times out of 10, to be honest, people are discreet. They don't put their own names in.
Mhm.
Um, they can just have their own account and they don't have to subscribe. They'll see you and they
Mhm.
can send you a direct message, providing the girls have got that on, turned on.
Mhm.
Okay, so I have. So I've got, and I find I get a lot of subscribers from that as well, because when they don't buy and they just send me a message saying, oh, like what is on there and stuff, I'll message them back, say, well, just like a cheeky message. So it's always good to have that on there, whereas obviously other sites don't have that.
Okay, that's cool.
The
That's cool.
process to sign up is really easy, really
Okay.
easy.
Well, that's good to know anyway, because sometimes, like, I think they said that with the traditional one, people see a hot girl, they see the link, they click on it, and they sort of get disheartened. Like, I think they said like 50%, like, I think it's more than 50% actually get turned away from the whole sign up process. So, obviously, if you can sign up nice and quick in one go, that's obviously a lot easier because obviously when you sign up with the other one, it's a bit, it does have a bit of a turn off rate, sort of, people like, oh, do I want to click on it? They get to halfway and it's like, no, I can't be asked. This is a long sort of thing. And they just get out of there. So,
Yeah, no, it's really quick, really, really
okay.
fast.
Okay. And it's like, so they can just cut. So, would you say there's like a sort of like an adult sort of TikTok version towards it? Like, so for instance, they can sign up and then like they can just straight away just start window shopping with loads of different girls. I imagine there's free promos and stuff like that people put up there.
Yeah, so they can, yeah, like you just said, window shopping really. So there's just lists of girls. There's free sites, so there's free girls on there. There's
Hmm.
ones with how much they charge, and you've got celebrities on there and stuff. There's always the top 10. First of all, those are like kind of probably the most popular girls on there. Maybe
Hmm.
one week they vary, they change.
Hmm.
But every girl that's on the site is on the when you basically, as soon as you get on there, you can see every girl on there, and you can just take your pick really.
Wow, wow. So let's talk about from a creator's perspective now. So there's girls probably out there. There's like, I think they said like, I don't know what the number is, but thousands of girls are joining the traditional site every single day. Like they're deciding, enough's enough. I need to make some money and I'm getting on these sites. What would Fan Spicy do that the other site doesn't necessarily do to sort of help the girls come towards Fan Spicy with?
Right. So with Fan Spicy, obviously we speak to them on Instagram every
Hmm.
day. Every
Hmm.
day the girls can send us a DM. If they're not doing so great and they need boosting, we'll say to them, right, this is what you need to do. This is how you get more subscribers. This is how you promote. We share them constantly. So all of our girls are on our Instagram site.
Okay.
So if you go onto the Fan Spicy Instagram page, you'll see on the grid every single girl that's on there. Well, most of them anyway.
Hmm.
Um, they are on the site. We post them. If they share their link on their stories and tag us, we tag them. We share them. So, we interact with them all the time. So if they're having a problem, they can just message us. Whereas with the other site, you have to email, wait for a response. So yeah, we're really supportive. Even with the girls going TikTok live, because we have found that if they do lives on TikTok, you get a lot of viewers, a lot of subscribers from that. So
Yeah.
yeah, we help them with everything really.
Okay. And is it like is it less restrictions in terms of like, sometimes only like the other site has like a load of rules and stuff like that, loads of and stupid things like, they've almost become like TikTok almost, like with like constantly sort of like scrutinizing everything you do. You put a video up, it doesn't break any rules, and like you feel like you might have to wait like a month before you can get a reply from them as well. So a lot of girls do feel like they're on their own. So it does sound like over at Fan Spicy that you guys are really looking after the girls over there, and there's a family, and it feels like, and you're actually the ambassador for the company as well. So the girls can actually contact you and actually, get that hands-on advice, first-hand advice from someone that's doing it and obviously doing really well. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, so the girls, like I said, if they've got a problem, they'll come to me on the Fan Spicy Instagram and I'll help them straight away. I think it is a lot less restricted, yeah, because, with the, because I know on platforms like TikTok and stuff, you can't put your links of, which is really stupid. And this is what I can't express this enough. It's so annoying and frustrating, right? Because you've got all these platforms and these like OnlyFans, for instance, Fan Spicy, all these different platforms, it's all legit, it's all legal. So why don't TikTok allow us to post that? So
Yep.
I think obviously because there's under 18s on there, but there should be some sort with the amount of money that they all bring in, there should be some sort of thing where an under 18 that makes a TikTok can't click on that. They should be able to make that. So it is stupid, really. But yeah, I mean, we're allowed to put Fan Spicy link in the TikTok bio, which is really good.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a lot less restricted, I suppose, and that's why a lot of Fan Spicy girls are coming over to Fan Spicy because of the restrictions on OF and stuff like that, which is a shame, really. But
Okay. So it sounds like Fan Spicy is a lot more friendlier, a lot more family vibe. You've actually got a physical person they can speak to. So if you don't have any issues, just contact. That's a bad thing. You get 1,000 messages tomorrow.
I have it every day, every single day. And so, do you know, I'm still learning though. Sometimes some questions I get asked, I can't even answer myself. So I'm screenshotting it over to the managers, like, can you help? Can you help? Because I don't know the answers to some of them. But yeah, I do speak to girls on a daily basis, and I'm messaging girls every day as well myself. So yeah,
Okay.
it's not easy. It's hard
Okay.
work, but it's good because I've met new people from it. I've made
Mhm.
friends. So yeah, it's really good.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Let's talk to me about this photo shoot then that you've done. Kind of looks fire over here, girl.
Who's
Damn.
that? Who's
Ca-
that? Is that
Who
me?
who is that? Who is that? And what you doing,
Oh,
girl?
I wish I looked like that right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I did a photo shoot last week in Birmingham with a lovely photographer. Honestly, he was great. He was really, really nice, and he was so patient. But I tell you what, it was freezing because it was outdoor.
Mhm.
Oh, so cold. But yeah, I done that for like obviously just Instagram and Fan Spicy. So yeah, it was really good, really, really good.
Mhm. Mhm.
I didn't quite get anything out though because it was so cold,
Okay. Okay.
so cold.
Okay. You didn't soldier it up for the fans, no? For the
No, I
loyal
couldn't.
fans, I
I just
wanted to see a
couldn't.
little,
Do
wanted
you
to
know,
see a
it's
little
so
nipple or something.
busy as well. It was so busy. People were coming
Okay.
in and out the car park, and then we was over this bridge thing, and people coming. I was just so busy. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. I was so cold,
Fair
busy,
enough.
cold, and
Fair
I
enough.
was hungry.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So this is an interesting question, I think. What separates the girls that make it and the girls that don't make it? Would you say in your mind in this industry?
Dedication.
Okay.
It is. This dedication is key. What do you mean, like the girls that don't make it? Because look, it's really difficult this one because this without me sounding rude because I'm not, I'm just being straight up, but there's been girls in the past that have come forward to me and asked me for help on setting up in the adult industry on all platforms, and I've thought to myself, yeah, this ain't gonna work for you. And do you know what, they've proved me wrong and smashed it.
Okay.
But then I just think it's all about dedication. Like if you're going on a site or if you're going into that type of world, it's a completely different world. You go
Hmm.
into it and you don't think you're going to earn a load of money within a month.
Yeah.
So that's where girls go wrong. That's what
Hmm.
separates them because they just, if that's what your question meant.
Yeah. Financially, obviously, financially
Financially, yeah.
success.
And then they give up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just about dedication. I've given up loads of times and then
Yeah.
gone straight back to it. Like the other day,
Hmm.
I just wanted to smash my phone up because it just done my head in. It was just the posting. It drives you
Yeah.
nuts. It does
Yeah.
drive you nuts. Full
Definitely.
time thing.
Definitely. You should. Why don't you have someone doing stuff like that for you? You know, you're at the top now. You should have someone doing that for you.
So I'd rather not lose money
Oh,
because
okay,
that's what
fair enough.
happens.
Fair
I did it before. I
enough.
did it before. No, but no, I know what you mean. Oh, you mean like an agency or something?
Not an agency, just like I don't know, I don't know. Some people just get someone to. Some people just delegate different jobs, you know. So like,
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, no. Like because I'm really fussy. I like I build up relationships with
yeah.
my customers, so that's why
Hmm.
I just like doing
Fair
it my
enough.
way.
Fair
I'm a
enough.
really bossy person.
Fair. I get. We get that vibe. We get boss girl vibes over here, you know. And
Yeah.
you ain't getting 25% of my money.
Yeah, no, like honestly, the guy that I done content with before, by the way, I was in a relationship with him for a bit.
Okay.
And yeah, I done content with him and he was like, well, I want half. And I was like, no, no, you're not getting half. Like,
Wow.
no.
That's tricky though. Like, what sort
You're
of
getting me.
what sort of arrangement did you make with them? Like, you know, because obviously I know girls do this a lot, and like, you know, they say they've got a boyfriend, partner, someone they're seeing. They think, you know what, we're doing anyway. We may as well start making some money from this, whatever. But normally, you know, a smart guy that's clued up, obviously, he's going to be like, you know, if we're going to make content together, then obviously there's got to be some sort of reward system for both of us, like, you know, or to be fair, he's probably if he's got the videos, he should. I don't. Would you mind if he set up like an account and you know sold it there as well, or would you mind that? Or
I am the reward. Like
okay, fair enough. She's the reward.
that's I was the reward. Like I was saying, no, but I'm joking. But yeah, I didn't mind. But he wasn't in that industry, but
Mm,
he really wanted to get into it.
yeah.
So I helped him. I set him up on platforms and stuff. So yeah, he kind of does his own thing. I'm assuming he still does it now. But
Mm.
um yeah, like he was like, I want half. I was like, no, you're not. You
Mhm,
want to do it. Like you're getting pleasure out of it. I'm
mhm.
getting the money. Simple.
Proper businesswoman here, guys. Proper businesswoman here. So, hmm. I'm just trying to think. So, like, you know, the girls that are coming into the, I was going to say actually, you touched on it a little bit. Like I've had exactly the same thing. You know, girls find out that I sort of manage girls and stuff like that, and I sort of like do this. But one thing is always tricky is like when you girls come to you and you just got a vibe from them and you know the complaining, the nagging, and it's just like you just get a vibe that you know it's not going to work, the person isn't dedicated enough, and but the person that's not dedicated enough is also the one moaning about the money is a lot. And I'm just like, if you want to make money, look at this girl over here. She's been live on TikTok like for like 5 hours, like just sat there talking. She's been grinding, you know. Ultimately, you're letting someone outwork you. Like, you know, you're letting someone outwork you.
Yeah.
Unless you're born with the gift of like, you know, men just look at you and say, I need to see that woman, which is very rare, you know, it's not gonna work for every woman, you know. You're gonna have to grind, you know, you're gonna have to grind. And what's harder as well when girls don't when they say they're set up in the industry and they don't promote from their existing socials. I'm just like, you know, I get it. You don't want your family seeing, but if you
But
want
you're
to make
not
money
owning
straight,
it. They're
yeah,
not owning it
no,
then.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what you're saying is so right. Like I find it I have it all the time and I've the amount of girls that inbox me saying, I want to do what you do. You ain't gonna do what I do, babe, because if you wanted to, you'd have done it by now.
mm,
Like if you want something, go get it. I honestly, I couldn't even afford a McDonald's for my kids going back 5 years ago to
wow,
where I am now. I could take them to the Maldives tomorrow. Massive difference.
hmm,
So it's like if you want something, you go and get it. You know if they're dedicated, you know if they're not. And when they need to make up like these separate platforms, like you just said, like Instagrams, you're not owning it. I'm sorry, but the first thing I did, do you know what? I didn't even tell my mum and dad. I just
wow,
done it. I put it on socials. I was like,
wow,
no, I don't care, because at the end of the day, it's my job. Like if my mum went and got a cleaning job, she ain't gonna ring me saying, Max, I got a cleaning job.
hmm,
I don't care what it is. But
yeah,
no, like yeah, you just got to be dedicated, and it's not an overnight thing.
Yeah.
It takes a long time.
Starting fresh, like, it's obviously that's something that I do all the time. It's so time consuming. You just think that's why I'm moving into the sort of OnlyFlix sort of thing where, we build a solid fan base in there, sort of, So
100%, that's good.
we'll talk more about that off air. Not ready to share that just yet, but yeah. So what's the sort of plan for Fan Spicy then now? Like, what's the sort of 5-year vision?
Oh God. Hopefully, well, no, I'm not going to say hopefully. I'm going to say it's going to go massive.
Hmm.
We're in the process of getting some, bigger content creators on there.
Hmm.
Trying to get a lot of every time there's a collaboration date coming up, everyone's invited. All the girls
Yep.
are. It's all
Wow.
paid for. So I've got arranging one now in March. So a lot of the girls are interested in that. Collaborations are really good because obviously they get together in a big house or apartment. Last year they went over to Marbella in a villa, and you just like have a laugh. You do TikToks together. You kind of just boost each other's
Yeah.
socials.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Social medias and stuff. And yeah, like expand from there. Really, I'm hoping, really, really hoping by the end of the year we've got quite a lot of bigger girls on there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so
It's tough, in it, because, like, obviously I know the deal, sort of, with a lot of these sort of like sites. Obviously, you just have to have one big name, and then they share it with their friends, put it on their socials, and then you get like 1,000 girls coming over. I think a lot of girls are doing multi-platforms now anyway, so I don't think you'll have any issues with that as well. But I
yeah.
think the discovery part is obviously a really good part, is a really good perk for the site, because obviously, on the other one, you have to sort of promote your links. If you don't promote your links, nothing's going to happen, basically. So on yours, you've got existing fans scrolling on there, looking for girls all the time, blah blah blah. So that's obviously a massive, like, starting point for the girls that are, brand new in the industry and stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's much better that way. I
Hmm.
found I had a lot of subscribers straight away on there because of that kind of
Hmm.
option that was on there.
Hmm.
But promotion is key on any site you're on. It's
Yep.
always key. It's massive. The more you promote, the more you put yourself out there. You can't just sit down and not promote yourself. I don't understand how girls can't click a button and just promote.
Hmm.
You know?
Hmm.
No, that's all I do all day, every day. I promote myself at least 5 times. If you look at my stories on Instagram,
Yep.
I promote myself at least 5 times a day,
Okay.
at
Okay.
least.
Okay. What's been the hardest thing to deal with since you started this sort of work?
Um, Competition.
Okay. Well, I like this boss. I like this boss girl vibe over here. Competition.
It is. You always find like that. In my area though, right? I'm quite lucky
Yeah, I bet.
because
I bet.
I'm very well known in my area. It's only a small town, and
Hmm.
I'm very well known. And I was the only girl doing any of that sort of stuff. And now
Hmm.
there's like 3 or 4 of them.
Okay.
So I don't see them as competition though. But like when you just know
Hmm.
that's the hardest part about it. And I think the more girls that comes on, obviously there's always competition. Telegram, I use Telegram a lot as well.
Hmm.
That's really hard
Okay.
work,
Fair enough.
very, very draining. It's because I offer FaceTimes, I do live stuff,
Okay.
I do like custom content, so I'm
Okay.
constantly working. Like tonight I'll be working till 2 3 a.m.
Wow.
And I'll be live with clients, customers.
Okay.
And yeah, that's really hard work.
Okay.
Really, really hard work. Because you
Okay.
can't just, it's not like a 9 till 5 thing, is it?
No,
So
no, no. It's a grind, isn't it? And this is it, man. I just hope everyone listens and actually understands that, you have to grind, you have to work. You can't think it's going to happen overnight for you. And if you can't be consistent, then, don't bitch about the money. If don't bitch about money. Don't bitch about money if you're not willing to do the work. I know it's hard. It's a hard grind. And I find a lot of women that do this, they are in a similar situation where their partners sort of left them or something, and they're just looking after the kids and stuff, and or whatever. But what would you say to people, actually, because I tried my best to defend this, because I was getting hit with this yesterday, that the perception of girls that do this content is that they're lazy and they want quick money, sort of, in the sense that, like, this, I had this conversation the other day, and someone was saying basically, what about all the other women that do, like, have the same issue but do like a horrible, boring job, and they don't get to see their children, and but they just do it rather than doing the sort of spicy content? What would you say to people that say that about you guys?
Well, the people that's in that boring job, more for them. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. Do you know what? If they want to work for someone else, then that's up to them. If that's what they want to do, if they're nurses, doctors, whatever, I take my hat off to them. But me specifically, like, it's when they say, "Oh, it's lazy and you just want to earn quick money," it's laughable because it's not quick.
No,
You can't just earn quick money
no.
by being lazy. It's constant. To be honest with you, I think I'd probably make more content that takes a long. And I mean, I'm in this room sometimes. I'm sweating. I'm so hot. Where I'm taking content different. You've got to change in different lingerie. You've got to do. And I have got a business as well. So I don't just do this. I've got another business as well. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
running like 2, 3 different things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm constantly making content. Constantly speaking to my buyers. Interacting to my buyers. So it's not like it's not somebody just laying in bed clicking
Yeah.
on their phone. It's yeah,
I think that perception is out there, sort of,
it's
but
not. It's a proper
it's
job.
yeah, it is, it's hard, and it is becoming, like you said, it is becoming a normal thing now at the minute where girls are
Yeah.
doing it. There are, the thing about it is, there are girls out there that are doing these sort of doing these sort of pages and stuff, this sort of spicy content, but not necessarily just doing bikini pictures and stuff like that, and just
Yeah.
chatting to guys, and kind of guys kind of like the chase as well. So
Yeah.
if a girl
So
isn't putting
true.
up if a girl isn't putting out for like a month and they sign up, but she's still talking to them, being polite to them, that girl ends up with the most loyal of fans. And then, like,
Yeah.
eventually what happens is they get an offer that's too good to be true, and then they start sort of, like, going down that road.
That's what kind of happened to me. It kind of
Okay.
did, because at first I was literally doing PG, very much PG. I was just doing lingerie, maybe like have a little dance or a cheeky twerk or something like that. A lot of bum was in it, but
Mm.
then I started, and I've got a big one, I got some money
Mm.
there. So and then I started kind of going in a little bit deeper because I was getting offered better money, like in the inbox, because obviously on FanSpicy as well you do pay-per-view, so it's the
Okay.
same as like OnlyFans, really. I'm allowed to say that.
You, I
So
think
yeah.
I think you're going to be in trouble after this interview when your when your people listen to
No,
this.
no, 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 no. It is pretty much the same. It
Yeah,
works
yeah.
kind of the same way,
Mhm.
as in like pay-per-view and stuff like that. Obviously, we just have there's more advantages, I would say, with FanSpicy, more pros.
Okay. All
You
right.
know.
So I've got some little questions here that are gonna be good on my shorts. What's the most amount of money you've made in a month?
Oh, this is so hard. I'll tell you what I made in my first 6 weeks
Okay.
on on the traditional one when I
Okay.
first
Okay.
started.
Okay.
I made $42,000. That was in my first 6 weeks.
£42,000 in your first
I'm
two
high
weeks.
demand in my area.
God
Honestly,
damn.
I
Yeah.
everyone wanted to see a bit of me.
God damn. $42,000 in the first
No, but
six
then
weeks.
they take 20%. Oh no, 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 they take, yeah, they take 20%. Then it has to go through the bank, so then they take more fees. So I was left with about, I think, about 37. That was in my first like 5, 6 weeks, I would say, yeah.
6 weeks, $42,000. Jesus Christ, and oh my God, that's the biggest one I've heard so far. To be fair, that is a lot.
Really?
That is the biggest one I've heard so far. To be honest, I've had girls that, but it's, yeah, I won't go into them. But girls, obviously, I think what happens sometimes, when guys offer money for certain things, then girls go, like, I'm finding this with the younger girls that, they're being a bit not prudish, being a bit PG at first, and then some guy says to them, "I'll," like, this is the danger, I think, as well. Some guy says to them, "I'll give you £1,000 if we can meet up," and then I think that's where girls are going down a slippery road, sort of thing. Like, the younger girls is happening to more, like, even like as young as 19, they're like straight into it, and it's like, from there it's a bit dangerous.
What, meeting up and that? Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
would
yeah, yeah.
never.
Basically,
Honestly, I've built up relationships. So I came off OF
yeah.
for 2 years. I've only just gone back on there like in the last year. Well, I say like 9 months ago I went back on there.
Mhm.
Because of the amount of messages I get all the time. Will you meet me? Will you never ever? I just don't trust anyone. And I've built up relationships over the years with these people as well. I still wouldn't do it. Just never. It's dangerous. I wouldn't do that.
Fair
Ever.
enough. Fair enough.
Especially the younger girls. No.
£42,000 in your first 6 weeks. What was that thinking like? And you're from going to be like you said, you couldn't afford to buy your kids a cheeseburger to making £42,000 in 6 weeks. What the hell is that thought process like?
I look, it's hard because I've always been, how do I put it? Like, I've always kind of knew that I'd earn like loads of money anyway. I'd be out
Okay.
there somewhere earning loads of money. I just got offered from Pornhub a lot of money as well.
Wow.
And I said no.
Well, don't seem like you need it at the minute. And I think the dangers of Pornhub sometimes with girls, and which I'm learning about, people telling me all different things. It's like they pay you a daily rate for the content, and then there's the perpetuity deal where they own the content forever. So yes, you might get 5 grand, but some girls think, oh, 5 grand for a shoot, and then there's no residuals. And then also, say like most people want to call it quits on social, and want to call it quits once they've made their bag. Nope, you're there forever. They own you forever. If you girls see perpetuity deals, that means forever, girls. So
Yeah.
just look out for that word on the
They
contracts.
they off they offered me a lot of money, and I was like, should I not? And I said no in the end because
Hmm.
of mainly my kids. And I know
Yeah,
that sounds like really like, but it's a bit of a
no,
difference, you know.
no.
People say, "Oh, you're a porn star." I'm not a porn star if you think about it. Porn stars to me are Pornhub.
Hmm.
You know,
Okay,
I'm not a porn star. Far from really. I mean, I class myself as a mini porn star,
okay. A mini
a
one,
little mini one. But yeah, no,
a mini one with a big bumper and the goodies at the top as well. Yeah,
double Fs, yes.
double
No,
Fs.
yeah,
Damn.
my boobs are massive.
Wow.
Um,
Are they natural as well?
no,
Oh, okay. Double
fake
Fs. You
it
know.
till you make it.
Fair enough. Double Fs, Damn, I've not even seen. I don't even know what double Fs even look like.
Oh.
Damn. Um, but
You'll have to get on my
42K.
page.
Okay, I'm gonna head over to that page. I'm hoping I get like a fan spicy discount. No, I'm joking.
It's actually only a fiver anyway.
Oh wow, okay, that's not too
I
bad
know,
then.
that's all I'm worth is a
Yeah,
fiver at the
a
moment.
fiver. Yeah, okay,
You know, the
fair enough.
more sales I put on, the more money I earn. It's crazy.
Well, it makes
Because
perfect
you
sense
reel
then.
them in like little
Hmm.
fishies.
Come
And
in,
then
come in and sniff the boobies, yeah.
come in,
Come
yeah.
and find that milk.
And then they get in and then they're done then. They have to go in deep and find out everything else. It's just, yeah,
It,
it's a little game. It's a little game.
it,
But on my page, I'm actually quite nice. I do post everything really.
mhm,
But the only thing I do charge extra for is obviously like FaceTimes
mhm.
and
Customs.
custom and explicit, like, you know.
Okay, I was going to get into this. I was going to get into this. I'll touch on it a little bit. What's
All right.
been the craziest request that you've had? The craziest request.
Oh God, I've had so many. Um let's have a think. I have loads. I literally have loads and loads. The craziest one for me, which I was a bit like taken back by, was a shrinking like somebody wanted me to pretend I was the giant and he was a shrink little man.
Hmm.
That's what I found really strange. Um, Farting in like a jar and sending it to them. Yeah, weird. Just weird. I get weird stuff all the time.
So how much you charge for some fart gas then?
I don't do that. That's the only thing I won't do. That and shit.
Yeah, okay.
Anything else, don't really mind.
Yeah.
All sorts of stuff I get asked to do. Very crazy, crazy things. Like for a guy, if this guy, he wanted me to watch him. Am I allowed to say anything on here?
You can now say anything you want here. Yeah, it's going. It's
Um,
on. Yeah.
Shove a pencil up his ass.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. Um,
The pencil man.
I mean, each to their own. Whatever
Yeah.
floats your boat, really. But come on. I still watched it, but I
Okay.
charged him double.
Wow. Okay.
It was
Wow.
gross.
Wow.
Yeah, I get asked quite a lot.
Is there any boundaries that you like? No, I'm not just going to go past. I'm not going past that sort of.
Yeah, when it comes to
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah. The number twos and number ones.
yeah, we well, I mean the golden showers is very, very common.
Okay.
You can't really decline that. Oh, you don't send the golden shower off.
Okay.
You film it. You film
Fair
it.
enough. Fair enough.
It depends. That's what I mean. So that's what I was saying. Like, it depends how far you go and how much money you want to earn. But like you said, girls that just do pretty much PG stuff, they still earn a lot of money, a real
Yeah.
lot of money, because people are. It's the anticipation, isn't it? Is
Indeed.
that the right
Indeed.
word to use? The anticipation.
Yeah.
Like of what have they got underneath there? But yeah, with me, I mean, I went in and I'm just in it.
No.
I love doing it though. I think it's all great. I love it. It's my job.
Yeah.
It stimulates my mind now.
Wow. Okay. So
It's
you're just rolling with it, and obviously you're doing really
yeah,
well with it. So God bless you. You're not hurting anyone.
yeah,
You're what's been like. Obviously, sometimes family have a lot to say about this stuff. But what I've noticed that as soon as you start making the money, and it sounds like you made your money fast, it changes everything. Like when they see, oh, you've got a nice new car, your house is starting looking good, you're buying new stuff. That's a lot easier to sell. But I think sometimes the girls that are doing it and that don't necessarily make money is kind of like, oh, they kind of feel like embarrassed or feel ashamed. I've made a big mistake. But the only metric that they're judging it on is the fact that they haven't made money. If they made money from it, they would not be saying the same. And I always say the same thing. It's so boring. But if you said to most girls doing a 9 to 5 job, I'll give you £1 million cash right now. All you have to do is do fan spicy for 5 years, and you get £1 million cash up front. Most girls will take that money in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, they'll take
oh
that
yeah,
money, they'll drive their car, they'll have their big house, and they wouldn't give a fudge what people think. So
yeah.
it's very hypocritical to sort of have the harsh judgment that's on you guys.
Well, yeah, exactly. My family was all right though. They were really, really supportive. Like, I didn't even tell them. I literally just posted myself, and then my mum my mum rang me. She was like, what is this? Like, this, what are you doing? This, or like, my sisters have all met because they got this sister group chat, and there's quite a few of them. And she's like, they all seen you online. I said, oh yeah, I'm just selling my naked pictures, mum. It's fine. She's like, oh, you go, girl. Like, if you're gonna
Wow.
get money from it. My mum's all for it. My mum and dad, like, they're supportive of me. The thing is, I'm quite strong minded anyway. So if everyone tells me not to do it, I'm just gonna go do it anyway. So yeah, I was quite lucky.
Right.
And I do think a lot of women, they do, it's quite daunting, isn't it? Especially if like their families are quite different to mine. So yeah, but I didn't give a shit really. And I've got a massive family, and believe you me, I've had some people unfriend me on Facebook that's my family as well. And I respect that. I respect their opinion. People have said to me, Meg, I don't agree with what you do, but you do you, and I respect everyone's opinion, and that's fine. But I've not fell out with any family or anything like that over it.
That's so nice to hear, because a lot of the times, a lot of people say to me, "Oh, their families are going to be embarrassed by them, ashamed of them, and blah blah blah." But I would say it's at 70-30 at the minute. 70%, yes, there's a negative reaction. 30%, there's cases like yours where it's like family are supportive, And let's put this in perspective again. Your first 6 weeks, you made £42,000. Wow, that's like what most people have to. That's what most people have to grind for a whole year, and some people 2 years to make. So all power to you, man, if you're making that sort of P, man. That's crazy.
It was really good. Like, when I was first started, it was really, really good because I started when there was not as many people on there. I'm talking about OnlyFans now. And it was amazing and I loved it. But then, once they see you once, they tend to just not come back, and then you get new ones, and when they see you for like 6 months, then they don't subscribe again. So it's always like this all the time. But actually, I just remembered as well with the family thing, when I was younger, just real quickly, I just want to run through this. When I was younger, I got kicked out of school.
Okay.
And I was always like the gobby one, and all my family, like my aunties, my cousins and stuff, a lot of them used to talk about me and say, oh, she's not going to do this, she's not going to do well. And just want to say, like, I earn more money than all of them.
Wow, that's lovely.
Yeah.
That's love. That's
I
love.
seem like a right bitch,
No, no, you
No,
have to own it.
honestly,
You have to own it. You have
and
to
you know,
own it.
and yeah, but you know how many times they honestly they used to say such horrible things about me, some of them, and it
Hmm.
used to be really upsetting. Like I don't speak to certain parts of my family anyway, and they still talk about me to this day. But whilst you're like scrimping and saving, and I can do what I want, that's only because of me and because of what I do. And people agree with it, and they don't, but they just don't pay my bills. So I just do not give a shit.
Yeah, and I don't want people to watch this and start thinking, "Oh, look at this cocky, arrogant girl," because
They're gonna think that,
you've put the work in. This is the difference. You've put the work in. You've
yeah,
gambled. You've done the gamble. You took all the risk. That you gave the most intimate
yeah,
part of yourself away, which is your body, and you understand that the fire back from it. The backfire.
yeah,
Things, the judgment, things that things that are going to happen later, like when people, the judgment, all the rest of it. But you've done the work. You're not, like you said, most people are going to be asleep now. You're going to work in a second, and you're going to be working for another 5 hours. So it's not
yeah.
quick money. Although
No, never.
she did make 42,000, guys, £42,000. The title of this, the £42,000 double Fs. The was it that was it double, was it double Fs? You got
Double F's, yeah.
okay. The
But no,
42,000 double Fs. Megan over here, girls. Jesus
I
Christ.
am just want to say I am a girl's girl as well. Like
Can,
honestly, the
can
amount
see
of
that.
women that I do help, and I people some they will think when you're interviewing me now, they think, oh my god, she's such a bitch. But no, I'm not. I'm just generally speaking out loud, like how I
Yeah,
think I'm
exactly.
speaking. I'm just
Yeah,
telling the
exactly.
truth,
Exactly.
and that's what happened. But yeah, and I don't ever like. I've got friends as well that's not got a lot of money, and I've got friends that's got a lot of money, and I don't
Yeah. You don't.
think
There's no
them any
judgment.
different. They're all
Yeah.
because I've been there. I've been there. I've done it. I've had nothing. I haven't, had a job. I've just been stuck at home with kids, and I feel so. I feel for single mums that are being single mums full time, and they would love to do what I do. Like the amount of girls that do message me, and they're like, "Oh, I'd really love to do this, but my kids and my family." And do you know what? I would love to just hug them at that point because it's
Agreed.
like just do it for you and do it for your kids because my kids know what I do. So my two elder ones, anyway, they do know what I do because I have to tell them because of social media and schools is such a close place where we live, and they respect me really for it because I give them a good life. Like they have their mum all the time. I'm always here. I give them a
Hmm.
good life, and I let them explore everything. We go on holidays. They go to nice places. They have nice things, and they have a good mum. I'm still good. People
Wow.
think that I'm not. The people do. I have had it on social media saying that I'm a really terrible mum because I do this online and stuff, and it's just not the case. Honestly, it's really
No.
not. It's the total opposite.
No, trust me, like, especially in this day and age where people are struggling, like, people are
Yeah,
struggling to put heating on, put food on the table, and I imagine that's where you kind of were. So you kind of think to yourself, like, and what we have to do as well is, it's kind of weird. This, you have to follow me a little bit. We have to kind of think of you guys, you ladies, as kind of like men, because you're doing like the men's role. You're doing everything. You're going to work. You're paying the bills. So as a
yeah,
man myself, like, if I didn't have money and I couldn't look after my children, and the option was there for me to sort of like do that to look after my kids, I would fucking do
yeah,
it. I'd do it to look after my kids. Of course I would. That's the most like that's the biggest sacrifice you're doing right now, and a lot of you girls, and a lot of you go, what this is what's mind boggling for me is the judgment from men. I'm like, no man should ever try and talk to you girls and try to put you down, because every single guy watches some form of pornography. Every single guy. Like, this is a need that men have. It's never going anywhere. Men
yeah,
need to get their nut off every single night. And most women in relationships, they'll be lucky if it's twice or three times a week. They'll be lucky. So if they're going to watch pornography or they're going to watch you guys or whatever, you guys is actually, I said it yesterday, you guys are actually in a way sort of saving marriages in a way, because like, if that guy doesn't get, if men don't feel loved, don't feel wanted, and that's like the freest thing that every man can do, God knows what he could do. He could go and kill himself, and that's what male suicide is crazy at the minute. So, if you ask me, you girls are saving lives.
Well, I agree with you. And you know what? I've spoken to so many men that, and I do. as you can all tell, I'm quite outspoken. I do ask them, I say, if they've got a wife, most of them are very open and honest, and they will say, like, my wife is here or something. And it sounds really bad that obviously we still speak to them, but it is our job. And I always say to them, like, can I ask if you've got a wife? Not all of them I don't say it to, because obviously I know now, but I used to. If you've got a wife and you've got a girlfriend, like, why do you need me? And they all used to pretty much say the same thing: excitement. That's all it
Mhm.
is. Especially if they've been in long-term relationships. The excitement does go from a relationship, like the spark does tend to drift a little
Yep,
bit.
definitely.
And and some women don't agree with like the whole porn thing or paying for it and stuff, and everyone's got a different opinion. But at the same time, like, a lot of men, they don't do it because they don't love you. They do it because it is excitement and it's different. I'd rather my man, God forbid. Well, I haven't got one actually, but still, I'd rather my man watch porn than actually go out and physically do it. I would.
Mhm. What if you find a guy and he's like, I'm getting a bit jealous of these male collabs that you're doing. I want you to stop doing the male collabs.
I wouldn't. I don't actually do like male collabs with
Okay.
just anyone. I've only ever done them with like my ex.
Oh, okay, I'm with you.
Yeah. So, if he come and said to me, "Oh, you're not allowed to do lesbian content," then I'd tell him to do one, because that's what I done at the start of the relationship. I'm not going to change it, because I do girl on girl.
No.
I'm actually not bi or anything. I'm
Yeah.
straight. But obviously we do it. Some of the girls, we do it for content
And
purposes.
guys, I find as well, you kind of girls are like the dream sort of girl in a way. I've actually got the time, taken the time to sort of meet you girls on a personal level and stuff, so my perspective's changed a lot. Like I said before, back in the day, if a year ago someone had said to me, would I date a girl that done fan spicy or any other sort of X content, I would have said no way would I have. And that was just my honest truth. But now I've actually got to meet you guys, speaking to you, finding little bits about your life, finding like just your people. End of the day, just normal people. And obviously, there's obviously some things that men will be like, no, if there's male content, then that's a lot of work. But my perspective has changed, and I think people need to be a little bit more open with that, and not be so biased. You can't be paying for foot pics and then be roasting OnlyFans or fan spicy girls online, and it's the guys that are doing all the roasting or whatever. There's a lot of envy as well. Guys are working really hard, having to do jobs that aren't great to pay the bills, and obviously they see all these girls making all this money, so there's a lot of envy from that side, which I understand. But end of the day, like I said to him, I've been offered a hell of a lot since I've been working with you. Since I've been working with you guys, I've been offered a hell of a lot of money to get on the camera, and I don't cast myself as no oil painting or anything. I'm okay downstairs, but I'm okay downstairs, so
You're really selling yourself here. Come on, tell me more. Tell me more.
No, 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 no. I'm staying behind the camera. I stay behind the camera. I stay
Yeah.
behind the camera. My creative ideas, but I'm just saying, to the guys out there that are like envious, a little bit envious and stuff, there's the options there for you as well. It's not just girls that have got the opportunity. So
Yeah, it is. It's really good for guys as well. Like, especially because there's a thing, and I can't remember what it's called. I'll try and find it. There's like this big group on Instagram, and there's a lot of guys on there that do content, and they got like a site thing going. It's really really good, because I've put a few men through there as well. It's really really good. Men need to come onto the sites and do it. And do you know what? When you say, "Oh, men like wouldn't get with a girl that does OnlyFans, fan spicy and stuff like that," I get it. I do get it, because if I was a man, I don't know whether I'd want my girlfriend's boobs everywhere for everyone to see. So I do get it in a sense, but then at the same time, if you get with somebody that you know what they do, and then later on down the line, like, "Oh, actually, I don't like this," happened to me.
mhm.
By the way, prime example, happened to me. I can't cope with this. Yeah, I would never just stop for somebody. Never.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as well, like I gave a lot of warnings for girls that do spicy content as well. There are certain men, no matter what, they say to you, "Oh, I love you," whatever, blah, blah, blah. In their mind, you are sex only and material only.
Yeah.
And it's sad because they're not honest, but it's sad because they're not honest with you guys and just say to you, like, you know what, this will never ever, I'm never ever taking you to mum. This is only going to be sex and fun, and obviously I want a piece of that lifestyle that you're enjoying as well. So I think girls do need to kind of learn that, because I know a lot of girls that are going through the same thing. Oh, why is he breaking up with me? Blah blah blah, and then straight away, they throw it in their faces as well. It's like, oh, look at you, you're online doing this, blah blah blah, and that obviously gets you girls going a bit. That girls obviously, women tend to believe what men say. Oh, I love you, babe. I don't care what you do, and then you hear that, and then next minute, oh, you're a dirty whatever. You do all that sort of stuff online.
I've had it all. I've had.
I know. Every girl in the industry is getting it.
But you know what? Do you know the thing is though? I haven't even been with that many people, like physically, like really not for the age of 30. I've been with my body count is actually quite low.
Okay.
Very, very low, really. Okay. And like, I'm quite a frigid. Like, I don't really like going out doing all that.
That's good though.
I don't like it.
I find that a lot actually with you girls that do this sort of fan spicy content. They sort of like, they're very sort of introvert. They're indoor. People think they're in nightclubs dancing, whatever, doing whatever. Nah, you girls are at home working, making that pee.
I don't drink. Well, the last time I had a drink was probably in November. I don't really go out. Very rarely go out. Drinking, clubbing. Not that that's a bad thing. I don't think it's good for mental health. Now, I've got bipolar disorder. Okay. So I've got to be very careful. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I vape, and that's it. I'm not like that at all. I would never, ever, ever dream of having like nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying there is, but a one night stand or anything. That's just not me. Things like that. That's just not me. So when they do say like men slag us off, they basically call us SLAGSs. Most of us ain't, honestly. Well, I'm not saying we all are, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to say. Most of us ain't. We don't do stuff like that. Definitely. Speaking for the girls I know anyway, I work with a lot of, like one of my friends, Katie, she does it with me. We do a lot of collabs together. We've done really well together, to be honest. And my cousin as well, one of my cousins, I can't mention her name now, I'm not allowed. Okay, cool. But we've all done really well together because we do like 3-way things.
Yeah. 3 ways.
Yeah, no, yeah, well, yeah, kind of, yeah, but not in the way you're probably thinking. No. Yeah, we've done really well, like money-wise and getting clients and stuff. We tend to just do that together, and we don't bother going out or anything. We just rather work, earn money. Obviously, I've just opened up my own business now, clothing line. Okay. So yeah, that's what we do. So no, if any guys are watching this, then actually it's not the case for all fan spicy girls, okay?
Okay, guys, that was Megan P, official fan spicy ambassador, content creator. Guys, it sounds to me like it's too good to be true. You need to go over there and have a little look, check out some of these honeys over there. Megan, last words, anything you want to say before we go?
Go and join my fan spicy.
Are you okay? Give us your best. Turn into Megan P official and give me your pitch. Imagine you talking to me and you want me to come over and check out your double Fs, whatever they are.
Oh no!
Come on, Megan, you got this. Now, Megan, you got this. Come on, Megan, you got this. Come on, turn, change. You can do it easy. Go on. You can change. Go on, go.
Right, okay. I can't do it.
You can, Megan. Come on. You can, Megan. You can do it. You can do it. So we believe in you. Come on, let's go.
Come on, Megan. Say what I want?
You can say whatever you want. Get me to come over to your page.
Okay. Oh, you've really done this to me now.
Come on, look. I'm on my phone. I'll look at my phone.
I would probably say, if you messaged me, I'd probably say something like, oh, if you want me to drain your big balls, then head over to my page to come and see my double F titties, motorboat them or something.
No, go again. I want this again. I want you to say it like you mean it as well. Go on.
All right, okay. So I'll pretend I'm speaking to you, okay?
Okay. Hi, Megan. You're right. Okay.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. You look hot, man.
Oh, thank you. Do you want to see my big double Fs?
Oh, yeah. All
right, that's enough.
Guys, that's Megan P official. Check her out on Fan Spicy. It's been a pleasure having her on. Links will be in the descriptions.